Dal Tibetan Monastery for sharing this beautiful and inspirational ritual with us in making a mandala. And also thank that monastery for sharing with us two incredible friends, like our monks here, and a lot of you have been talking with them, and you may not know which is which. So I thought maybe I would introduce them, and you know which one that you were talking to before. This is the Venerable Dhamma Galsen and the Venerable Tenzin Champa. He's got a nickname, Lungpo. And they have worked. We've been very busy yesterday and today in particular with the Dalai Lama here, but they have still reached so many of us, I think, here as they have been creating this. So I would like to just turn it over to you. Actually, I think we could. We have a friend here from the Big Island.
You know, white clothes to have a pure mind, white mind. Then also we will offer and Sharon Mazawa, she have a lot, and then
Have a bag for this. Thank you very much.
I got 5th row seats.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to see
I got you on
you.
video.
You did?
Yes, it was good. Do you
Great
need
to
a bag?
see you come. I do.
They might have more left. If not, you can have this one.
You know what?
I would like, but I can share with you.
I was going to wrap it in here.
Oh, okay, it'll work.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
तुम्हारे शुद्धे तुम्हारे O e o halaulani o agalei me manue ganindei tui zulonu. O umale o moki e lai ilunaius. O ie me o e la gai ganai lele. Io aganando ia kui visualano. Uiu. Mena jutra ona dubuna o ke ia mo buni mai le ia go ono lua ono uli uli vai anai vai alua vai wa gola gola bo no go me mago I je bo na go ke ya na e o mai me aga mai no ke ya e mal tain mal na po e orain e mal na malini e ya no mago I ke alo le ai e hanuno kame manalo dai nai uiu.
The group before you is Nakoa and Pa Kuialua. These men and women are students of Lua. They will be doing 2 numbers for you, e Heke Kanaka, which is an entrance chant, followed by a haka. Ho'oma Koko, Kahea, Pa, Mele Kahea, e hea ike kanaka, e komo mahaloko, e hanai ai, e heva e kawaha. Mele kahea. Eia no kaukula o ka leo. Ahe leo wale no e hiki ana mai. Ahai, ahai, ahai. E komo maloko I kahale kumu ke aha. Komo mai, komo mai, komo mai. Ai ha'a. Kupa'a. Ho'opo. Ne'e I hope. Ho'oma koko. Kahea. Haka. Haka. Na pua kei kamapua. Na pua kei kamapua. Pau kaora. Pau kawai e hoi. Ahehu, 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 ahe, ahe, ahehu. Hu, hu, ahehu, 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 ahe, 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 Eli, Eli. Ahe, ahe, hu. Hopo. Huli. Hoi. Oya, 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 oya.
I am Mitsuo Aoki, a friend of the Dalai Lama. Before I introduce the speaker, I want to announce a program change. There will be no intermission. Instead, there will be a live performance of Hawaiian music by Oana Salazar. Tonight, the people of Hawaii express with joy, gratitude, and aloha the presence in our midst of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama of Tibet. We are very fortunate to have this rare opportunity of His presence and to receive His teachings and blessing. Now, a very brief sketch of a world leader. At the age of 2, His Holiness was recognized as the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet and was formally installed at the age of 4. In 1950, at the age of 16, he assumed political leadership of his country, then under the threat of a communist Chinese invasion. From then until 1959, he struggled fiercely to peacefully resolve this crisis, but was forced to flee Tibet after the Chinese crushed a popular uprising against them, killing more than 87,000 people. Since 1959, His Holiness has lived in exile in India, along with 80,000 Tibetans, refugees who also fled to freedom. This remarkable person held the Tibetan people together in exile and gave them hope during those very severe genocidal oppressions of their homeland. Many people are fascinated by the fact that the Dalai Lama, as well as most Tibetans, seem to show no hatred of the Chinese. His Holiness has repeatedly said, hatred never helps. For us, the sense of our civilization is love and compassion. Our central teaching is always to see those who harm us as teachers in patience. It would be terrible, he continues, if we were to speak like this for so many centuries, and then, when put to the supreme test, we were to fail in the practice of both love and compassion. His Holiness is the first leader of Tibet to become a world leader, even without a political base, just on his moral force and his pursuit of non-violence. The Dalai Lama has developed his philosophy of peace from two remarkable sources. First, a great reverence for all living things. And second, upon the concept of universal responsibility, embracing all humankind as well as nature. He said, "It is our collective and individual responsibility to protect, nurture the global family, to support its weaker members, and to preserve and tend to the environment in which we all live." In 1989, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his, and I quote, constructive and forward-looking proposals for the solution of international conflicts, human rights issues, and global environmental concerns. His Holiness is an internationally recognized scholar and author. He has an unfailing curiosity about and openness to all the various facets and discoveries of modern science. You and I are just beginning to read and understand the Tibetan way of death and dying. For His Holiness and the Buddhists of Tibet, dying is an art, a science, and the ultimate test of an individual's courage and compassion. I want to conclude with a personal experience I've had with His Holiness. In Bali, we spent 45 minutes together. There, I discovered the most fascinating thing about our Dalai Lama, and that is his capacity for joy, abundant joy, his heartwarming smiles, how amused he is by his own human foibles, and his utterly disarming sense of personal humility and simplicity. And his last words I shall never forget. He said, "I am just a simple Buddhist monk, no more, no less." Let us now all stand to welcome our honored guest, the Dalai Lama.
페이지 내로 주면 돼. 내로 주면 돼. 그동안 관계 도제녀서는 다와 도제 법에서 담배 쉔에 대한 제배 과담달라 차전로 엔더데 체조 포물 현재 참말이야 니需要了呀 다다 사자페 제시 이동 엔더니 지금 나라리야 다대한다 장스민 મં구실에 도스케시아 그거 좀 비슷한 가보죠 투시시 쇼이야라 인디아의 traditional 참말로 믹스 투시시 쇼이
Brothers and sisters, it is a great pleasure for me to have this opportunity to be with you here and on this beautiful island. And I would like to, first of all, express my deep appreciation for all of those who have been involved in organizing this event today.
And and commission and it's how maybe and it's just the younger base or that
The theme of my talk this evening is nonviolent society possible?
That Chitabananganzo society and me Rangsinlia, me da Don Mendra, da Manguyaridi in a telejang, Nangi in a Namdogi, Rumu telejanda, Mendra Mang Yudebachi, Kuchuni by Indusane, and the negatane, Kadachi, me Jesus Ledu, Nogre Rangsin, the Barbico Chadegari.
Just as we see so much diversity in the physical appearance of human beings on this planet, so much more so is the diversity if we examine the inner world, the world of consciousness, the world of thoughts and emotions, and a way of thinking, mentalities, and so on. So given this diversity which exists inherently as part of our human mind, it is natural that there will be often conflicts, contradictions, and so on, which is, in some sense, natural facts of our existence.
Any name that me, Namjodan, Derakone, Miliada, Nubashishi, Taco Yeva in the Tane, Yoja Mangusta, Peshisha, the Nico Nuba Yodeva, D. Kembe, any me. Rigdi, Pena Halambed, Planet Tigalia, Okadachi, but Demos Hashos Richardua.
Along with this diversity, which is again, as pointed out earlier, a natural fact of our existence, along with which comes conflicts and contradictions, human beings are also equipped with this wonderful faculty, the faculty of intelligence and imaginative capability, and because of which we are able to plan things ahead, we are able to conceive tools and so forth, try to seek ways and means by which we can manipulate things and events. And so often, because of this capacity, it also leads to a lot of undesirable consequences.
And then Nilia, me. 가소래 그게 ngōbu yāgyē chīmbē ānī chīk pīkē chāyadō nāmsā chīk tā tīgīrū pīkē chīk dēwē chōnāru yōndē ādi nī chīgī pē 가소다 chīmbatirī yāru dī nī chīgī kō yōndē dī chīk dī rēgī tāne ānī chō mīshībē nī chū chīgī kō tā yōndē gī yārē dī rēgī tā nī chū wā nē kāntā nyōgdā sāpa chū rēshā.
And in some sense, among the species of forms of life that we find on this planet, perhaps human species may be perhaps the most troublesome in some sense. And on top of that, we are living in an age of technological sophistication, and because of which we are in some sense conditioned to expect very quick results, immediate results and fruits. And because of that, we have developed a sense of short-sightedness, and this often leads again to creating more problems and difficulties in society.
So you see, these negative things, no need to explain. You see, everybody knows. There are a lot of problems. There's a lot of sufferings. Basically, I consider among these problems and sufferings, some, I think, essentially our own creation, man-made problem. So therefore, logically, if humanity make effort with the fuller knowledge and sincere motivation, I believe there is a way to overcome these man-made suffering. At least we can reduce these problems, these sufferings. Now today, here I think the quite big gathering. Came here. You come here with some, I think, the expectations. So I would like to say, don't expect anything good things. You see, the things are not easy, and I have nothing to offer. Nothing to offer some special technique which can, solve all problems easily, instantly. No, it is impossible. However, I always believe we are same human being, no matter what culture differences and racial or the ideology or these differences. There are a lot of different things there, but in spite of that, basically we are same human being. I think as I mentioned earlier, as much as the physical appearance differences, the mental differences even more. However, all have the innate desire or innate nature, that is they want happiness and do not want suffering. That is there. So according to my own little experience, no matter what the surrounding, what the situation of the surrounding, or the situation of other people's attitude, the main the factor for one's own happy life, even daily basis, much depend on our own the mental attitude or inner world. This much I can say. So according to my own little experience, it is quite clear that if we expect from externally, if we expect the solution of our problem come from outside, I think that is wrong. And particularly if we expect, if we have money, if we have wealth, then all problem can solve. I think that kind of attitude, I think not complete one. Of course, money. If you have money, we can we can get much facility, much comfort, but at the same time can reduce some problem, including some illness, However, basically, the money alone cannot solve. That's clear. The reason, again, now quite clear. After all, we human beings are not produced by machine, but by something else. So therefore, the requirement for human being cannot provide fully by machines or by material. We need something else. Now here, I see the most important thing is the human affection. So you see, naturally, I think it is wrong attitude just to see thinking about the material development with belief that through material development and the human society can achieve some kind of, how to say, peaceful and how to say, happy society. I think that is wrong. We need, you see, material development. At the same time, we have to take every care about internal development, internal spiritual development. When I say spirituality, I'm not thinking in the term of religious, religious term,
Religious beliefs. No?
religious belief. The religions, or if you have, you say it is good, it is very useful. But even without religions, so we can manage. There can be a happy person without religion also. So therefore, when I say the spirituality, internal spiritual development means the basic human good qualities. That is human affection, the human sort of sense of, I think, the sense of community, this is sense of, how to say, the responsibility. These are I believe, I consider the basic, how to say, the internal spiritual values. So with internal spiritual development and external material development, these two things go together or more balanced way, then there is real hope is to achieve more, not only prosperity, but also more peaceful and more harmonious human community. Now the question, the theme is
Non-violent society possible. The question, which is actually the title of the talk, is non-violent society possible?
Now let me explain in Tibetan. So that day and Jumzen Kashish Tone sometime and something. Jumzen Chiglia, Pena, me Henji Rangsing China sometime in any sometime, Taganashing Tata Tari, Tata Tade, and Zumbuling Banjog Natanda, Jingaranzo Soya Natang China sometime in ecological sometime in so been a health ton sometime in Kandachi Shidichizo Yonagi, Jumzen Kashish Tondi.
This question, this issue of whether or not it is possible to create a non-violent society, I think should be looked at from various angles. And I personally see several main reasons grounds on which one can argue a strong case for the possibility of creating such a non-violent society. For example, in terms of the basic gentleness of human nature, from the point of view of the very interdependent, interconnected reality of our modern world, how economically and politically the world is very interconnected and interdependent, and also if we look at global issues from the point of view of the ecology and environmental issues. So if you look at the issue from these various angles, I personally, and also from the point of view of health of the individual, I see several grounds on which one can argue for a strong case that it is possible.
Now, firstly, the human nature. What is human nature? Of course, I am Buddhist monk, so you see, certainly the Buddhist idea may also the influence in my mind. I believe the basic human nature is gentleness. Of course, the aggressive nature and which based on greed, right? Greed, or the anger and ambitions, or these things also is a part of our mind. But certainly, these are not the dominant force in our mind. The dominant force of our mind, I believe, the human affection. That's, I believe, the major sort of dominant force in our mind. The reason is, look, right from the beginning of our life and till our death, we can see the human affection rules a whole this life, whole the period. You see, I think a very, very important role. Now, even I think the conception, right? Conception. You see, conception take place when you see the two person, you see, have with love, with that love also, you see, not just to say, sometimes I call mad love. That sometimes bring unwanted children. So the proper children, you see, can happen or can
Proper conception can take place.
proper conception is a proper, yes. I think wanted child can take with proper conception. So they are not only just mad love, but it's a love with sense of responsibility. A sense of responsibility, and also is the mutual respect. You see, so there are also not only some the feeling of just the temporary satisfaction, not that way, but some deeper human affection. With that, the proper conception come. Then under that circumstances, or life is start from that way, then both parents take full care about the children, about the child. So then the other side, the child side. Now, after birth, the first act after his birth, from the child's side, you see, sucking, right? Sucking his mother's milk. And there, if the child's mind, no sense of closeness towards, the mother or the person who giving him milk, the child may not touch, what to call this thing. Then the mother or the other person, who giving the milk, now generally speaking, is a mother. As a mother side also, without the genuine closeness feeling, genuine affection, the milk will not come smoothly, may not come smoothly. So this, I think they, not sort of, I think they,
this nature is not something created by sophisticated technology or sophisticated thinking, but rather it is a biological phenomenon, something natural.
So milk, I consider symbol of affection. So that's, I think, our life started. Then, you see, obviously, now you see many, I think, the experts now you see realize fully this is those children who grown under, the parents or someone else, you see, the care with affection. These children's you see, brain function also better, and physical development also you see better. So the whole life, you see, these children be a more happier person. The contrary, you see, those children who at the beginning and who at the young age, you see, lack of human affection, then these children, the whole their life, you see, suffer. Right. So that is now, you see, this the child specialist, right? You see, these now, you see, I'm fully convinced that situation. And then, I think even more, the according medical the specialist, the after birth, the next few weeks, the mother's physical touch is crucial factor for the proper development of the brain. So these factors clearly demonstrated the very nature of this body is, you see, the sugu pamne hora ji shengi chamji chawali ya tengo ya da shengi chamji chawadi sugu chalon chali shi pando yede ko sabre do.
So what seems to be clear is that there is something very innate even within the bodily structure of human beings, that there is a kind of almost one could say an innate need for affection, an innate appreciation of others' affection.
So that the sensible question is to when Puchunju Gana any Pamanyam Dolia, Mashabashi, Pusud Shashab Digi, any Samnotalia, Gyunjungores, Chunjugalia, those Jebuchen, Pamayin, Sweeney, those shared Turk, Jan Shedabadi, Pugu Samnonalia, Chabachimujaris, the Sheddy.
I've heard that according to some medical scientists, they believe that in the formative years of the child, the affectionate bodily touch from the mother or someone else who's looking after the child is so crucial to the healthy development of the child. And those who lack such affectionate touch, and their whole outlook on life, and also their sort of emotional sort of emotion and psychological states are affected and damaged.
So
according to this, if this were true, then I think that the practices of some of the Tibetan nomads, where not only the parents have their children sleeping with them in the night, but also during the daytime, they wrap them up in sheep's skin and then always hold them sort of next to their body. That seems to be quite a healthy practice.
So these indicates how much powerful in our I think proper development of the body is the others' affection. Now during the education, obviously the student who learn from a teacher, I mean those subjects which learn from a student, from a teacher who not only teach the lesson but also showing genuine concern about the welfare of the children or about the welfare of the student. So So that subject, what I say, although they, Kasoda. So you see, that subject usually, you see, goes in deep in our mind. Then the other subject, which taught by a teacher who simply, you see, they give the information, no showing any affection towards student. You see, that subject usually, you see, not go in deep enough. So that also there. So these are the, you see, the very natural,
Obvious phenomena.
Then, of course, you see, when we met one doctor, now, according to my own experience, you see, they no matter what the doctor, you see, doctor's qualification, if the doctor's face some smile, then the patient feel a little bit happier, more comfortable. If the doctor's face less sort of the human expression, then sometimes a little uncomfortable we feel, isn't it? So then, at the last our life, the time of death, at that time, on the deathbed, there, even then, of course, the dying person or the friends of that person, the both sides know, now no more, useful about the present, the structure of economy, and also the information. So the world, you see, due to this factor, world becoming smaller. And so therefore, under you see, the circumstances, there is no independent one's own interest or one's own future. Much depend on others as the future. So therefore, in reality, my interest is others' interest. Others' interest is my interest. So linked each other. If there is independent, one's own future, then from that viewpoint, no need botheration about others. But in reality, I think one's own very existence much depend on other. And obviously, as a human nature, you see, we need, you see, good friends, good as a companion. We need human smile. Smile, I love smile. Smile is something, I think, a very beautiful thing. Of course, you see, among the smiles, you see, sometimes the sarcastic smile, sometimes you see certain, I think diplomatic smile also there. So you see, these smiles sometimes, I think they're artificial smiles. So you see, these smiles sometimes give us, instead of satisfaction, but more suspicions, uncomfortable also. So, but the genuine smile, that's, I think, one I think the human special feature. So, when I passing through, you see, even you see car, sometimes you see people, when I
see them
directly, sometimes I usually smile, no matter whether I know them or not. I just, you see, keep my feeling is, oh, that's another human being. So no need to introduce one another. So it's, usually often I smile. Then sometimes people at the beginning a little bit sort of surprised attitude, then smile, respond with smile. So good, very good, isn't it? Or sometimes, in spite of my smile, or some ignore it. So a little bit comfort, a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit sometimes embarrassment. But this is okay. So therefore, you see, smile is something, I think, something very, very beautiful, you see, beautiful thing. So people say live in a surrounding, surrounding another human being who's showing kindness, closeness feeling, affection with smile. We get some kind of special sort of satisfaction or special kind of, the calm.
Contentment.
So these are the. These are the. So I think our very existence, existence, very much linked with other fellow human being. That's clear. Now the national level, so one country, the existence or economic development, or the other, the education development, I think much depend on your neighbor. So that's now nature. Then, of course, environment, the ecology problem. No matter how powerful one single nation is, it cannot solve this problem unless the entire the world or all countries put same effort with clear goal. Very difficult to solve these problems. So these is the reality now compel to the humanity think broader.
In a broader way. So the reality of our current existence, the modern world, is such that we are forced, we are compelled to rethink our modes of thought, to think in more global and broader way.
Pena so bega rangzem sen yede be khuduli be ina penju sta tem mo chi be ina en ande ke ji ta chi sangbo da re ri chungna yaw sha re inji mi ji go go me de ba ta thari ke se ngoy ni ji di thwa ne sangbo yimil ma de be go go yo sha.
In the past, when nations to nations, people lived more independently and had less interdependence with their neighbors and so on, and that the kind of points that I've been raising about the need for global thinking and the need for creating a more global society and non-violent society may although be considered noble ideas, but they would be considered idealistic, unrealistic, and irrelevant. But today we have come to a point where, irrespective of whether it is noble or great ideals or not, it is realistic. We are forced to think in such a way that we have to work towards such a society.
Then about health. The mental factor is one very, very important the factor for good health. As I already mentioned, the way of the beginning of the life so clearly shows the other's affection is something very crucial factor. Then not only that, within oneself, the more calm mind, more restful mental attitude, very good for this body. More unrest, more agitative type of mental state, very harmful for this body. So this, according to my own little experiences, I can assure to you, the more your mind remain calm, and in spite of many difficulties and difficult circumstances, if your mental state remain calm, then the blood circulations and all the physiology things go smoothly. As a result, your health remain good. So the very nature of our blood or our this body's constitution, you see, they very much suit with calm mind. Therefore, if we want good health, then of course the external medical facilities also is useful, and meantime it is very, very useful to take care about the calmness of mind. That is not expensive. We can do. Nobody can control that. So therefore, whether educated or uneducated, whether wealthy, rich or poor, the mind is there. So only require only effort, realization. Once you realize the importance of our mental mental state for health, and then make effort, constant effort. And without a doctor, we can build good health. So that also, it's quite important to think with these things. So therefore, basically, now conclusion, basically, the compassionate motivation, compassionate atmosphere is very, very important and a positive factor for individual human being or human family and community, and even national level or international level. The affectionate motivation and action which come from that is the crucial positive factor. That's clear. So now, once that become clear, then now is how to develop that. Now this is the question. The body's nature and human, the nature of the human community is very much closer of that kind of peaceful peaceful mental state. However, because of our intelligence, they go without proper balance with the motivation side, then the intelligence sometimes creates the undesirable things. So actually, among humanity, there are a lot of conflict and a lot of contradictions happen because of intelligence. Even individual, you will find it's a contradiction. For example, in morning you have some different idea. Then evening again just opposite. The new idea happen. It's a contradiction. But again, the human intelligence, which can find a way to overcome these contradictions. So we have both ability, create contradiction and solve contradiction. Here we need willpower, and then I think the wider perspective and the human good heart. All these together, we can utilize human ability more positive way, constructive way. Modern education, of course, is marvelous. Through modern education, now we achieved, I think, a lot of new development, which I think our ancestors,
which our ancestors wouldn't have been even able to dream.
But seems to me, and also some my friend also agree, they generally people, I think not enough pay attention about the development of the as I mentioned earlier, the basic or the spiritual side. I think reason, perhaps they, in the past, the spiritual development side, I think, live to the church or the religious community, religions. So then time goes, people's interest towards religion decline. Then you see that ngare bana chög thane that the gan that bana mi samba sambu chya da the chög gan zi. That chög gan pa sha sha be chög ya any tong de ma la du zane in de catching ko chen medicine.
I feel one of the main factors for the lack of enough attention being paid to the care of inner spiritual development, which also that some of my friends share the same view, is that perhaps in the past, in the West, the development of the inner spirituality was considered to be, in some sense, a special preview or purview or responsibility of the church and religion. And as society became more and more secularized and people's faith in religion declined, along with it also increased the negligence of the development of the spiritual qualities.
Here again, the religion's role in the spiritual field, of course, very important, but not the many not inseparable.
One should not have the notion, although religion has a very important role to play in a spiritual development, but one should not still, one should be aware of the fact that still spirituality, the basic spirituality and religion need not be one and the same thing.
I think the reason is, I feel in our life, the religion, I think, come later. For example, when we're born, I think we are free from any ideology, any religion. But at that time, we are not free from human affection. Without affection, human affection, we cannot survive. Without religion, can survive. So that's clear. So it is very important to know that nature, that basic reality. So to me, various different religious traditions, actually strengthening about basic human good qualities. So in a way, sometimes I described religion. I described not out of disrespect, but sometimes I describe as a luxury item. If you have, very good, but without that, we can survive. But as far as the human affection, the altruistic mental attitude is concerned, or necessary. Without that, that person or that family will not be happy person or happy family. That's clear. So now, so you see, thinking or investigate through this way, we can realize how much importance about the human affection. So that oneself try to develop these things, and also telling other people, and especially our children, our younger generation, give them every care. How to learn affection? Mere by word, no. Through action. Even an animal, no word. Perhaps they may have their own language, but I think mostly through their action. They introduce affection one another. So human being also, through action, we should introduce the value of affection. So from that viewpoint, I consider mother is the real teacher of affection. The lamas or teachers come later. So the Supreme, I think the Supreme has to introduce about the value of human affection is our parent. And generally speaking, our mother. So therefore, once we, they realize these facts, then every hour, the human action quality. I think every human action, with this kind of every human activities, with this feeling or this human feeling or human affection feeling there, then all actions, all activities can be constructive. Now look, religion or science or art or the politics, even warfare. With this, human motivation, the affectionate human motivation is there, and even warfare can be, I think, much less destructive. The religion also, without this human affectionate motivation, the religion also sometimes become the instrument for create more trouble. So due to lack of genuine human affection, then religion simply utilize another method to create more divisions, more trouble. And politics. Politics itself is not necessarily bad. Right from the beginning, I said dirty, as people call dirty politics, not necessarily dirty. Even religion, if you utilize wrong way, religion also becomes dirty religion. So every human action becomes dirty things. So they much depend on basic human mental attitude. So sometimes the people call secular ethics. I think now that's very, very important. After all, there is no independent demarcation of moral and non-moral, or ethics or opposite. Any did that Europe just out and did murder is Kanda Pembe Chawada, Pembe Gulundi, Yarabi Guyade. Never and Shicheng Gulunda Chawati, Murabchadi.
After all, I don't think it is possible to come up with an argument for an absolutist ethics where one can conceive absolute right and absolute wrong. A rightness and wrongness of an action has to be determined on the basis of whether or not a particular act is harmful or beneficial, and it is on that basis, whether it is harmful to oneself and others or whether it is beneficial to oneself and others, one can talk about ethically rightness or ethically wrongness.
So on the motivation level, compassion or the altruistic motivation, altruistic attitude, these are positive because it brings not only happiness on oneself but also happiness on the others. Then hatred, jealousy, fear, these not only some uncomfortable, some harmful on other, but also oneself. These bring uncomfortable. Eventually, ruin our health. So therefore, on motivation level, these compassion, love, forgiveness, these are the positive motivation. So we can call ethics
Wholesome.
Wholesome. Then others, just the opposite, with these thought, consider as a negative because these bring us disaster or negative things. So therefore, now once, again now here I think important to realize that how harmful about hatred feeling. Once hatred, ill feeling towards other, keep here, then whether that ill feeling, whether directly harm on others or not, it directly very, very harmful to oneself. That's very clear. So they thinking this line, then eventually, whether religious mind or not, irrespective whether you see they, religious believer or not, they eventually, you can learn, you can experience how much useful about the calm mind, which based on, affection or compassion. Then the agitated mind, which essentially based on hatred or fear, these things, you see how much harmful. Once you see we realize that, then whole our attitude, you see, eventually is change. Through that way, you see, we can take some kind of transformation within ourselves. And then, so now the question is how to start. Firstly, you see, without effort by single person or individual person, simply you see expecting some big change from outside, from others, that's wrong. That's a wrong attitude. First, ourselves try to change. Individual, you see, initiative must come from individual. Then, you see, one individual, you see, through training, through effort, through deeper realization, and eventually, you see, can change. You see, once you see the person, you see, one single person, you see, they become more positive nature, then it automatically, you see, creates some kind of positive atmosphere. So that way, you see, eventually, because of the change in the society could take place, right? Can take place. So these things, you see, cannot create by law, right, or regulations. There's through self-discipline, through inner transformation, these things will come. So, although it's not, as I mentioned before, you see, things are not easy, difficult, but you see, a constant effort, change certainly should take place. According to my own, you see, experience. So when I was young, I was quite short temper, right? Short temper. Then eventually, you see, through constant sort of checking, constant, you see, investigation about the positive, negative, these things, and also, you see, telling, you see, other people, you see, about these things. While telling other people, you see, it also increasing my own conviction. So that also a part of analytical meditation. So you see, through that way, you see, the time goes, it really, you see, the effects on my mental attitude. So result is health improve and mental stability or mental happiness much improve. So therefore, you see, everybody is the same human being. Everyone have the same potential. The only thing is whether put effort or not. So, you see, through that way, at least you see, here is a few people here. You see, they put effort. Then we can make some contribution for change of the society. Through that way, you see, there is possibility of creation of peaceful society. Here is a peaceful society means the 100% peaceful. No, that is impossible. The majority of the population, you see, through education, through training, through wider perspective or deeper knowledge, we can certainly, I think, you see, change. We can certainly, I think, develop, can develop that kind of society. So that is about my talk. So here you see one thing I would like to stress: the determination based on self-confidence. That is very important. Sometimes you see people, I think, the sensitivity. Sensitivity, of course, generally speaking, good. Without you see Right. Without sensitivity, remain like a rock. That's not good. This senses is very important. But too much sensitive. Some small things happen, too happy. And small negative things happen, oh, completely lost hope. That is wrong. That is, I think, the
This sort of extreme fluctuations from one state to another state is in fact not really compatible with the basic human nature.
So you see, that kind of attitude very harmful for this body. So you see, I think it is important to realize, things are not 100%, you see, perfect. Always some problems happen. And after all, this body itself, you see, in a way, you see the basis of, you see, many, many problems. So you see, realize, you see, the limitations of, you see, these things. And then, meantime, never give up hope. You see, look, there is the good possibility or good chance, and everything depends on our own hand. You see, believe like that, and make constant effort, then even fail, no regret, because we put every effort. But right from the beginning, you see, remain with pessimism. Oh, I cannot do, we cannot change these things. Remain like that. That's, I think, the real source of failure. So now, conclusion. As a human, I think the most precious thing is altruism. Think widely, think more others. Now, that's, I think, really is a precious thing. That thinking, that mental attitude with human intelligence go together, then we have every ability to achieve, to create a happier and a harmonious and friendly world. I think that kind of conviction is something very important. So thank you very much. Now some questions and answers. Question, all right.
For the next 30 minutes, His Holiness has graciously consented to answer questions. You have cards in your program. If you have a question, please write it down. Ushers will be passing through the aisles to collect them, or you may bring them down to this table here, and if there is time, your questions will be included. Your Holiness, the first question we have is, I am a Dharma practitioner who is working for social change through political means at the local level. Please explain the best method of dealing with negativity that arises through the conflict of change.
당연히 믹스에이션 게 라야스도 와. 딱 간다 배는 미지도 나로리아 배는 칩시 개심을 쳐요래. 대 탑람 때네 간다지 그게 두준도야기 차진식 뒤터는 용거야. 임베 인도 지난 간다 삼다데 양다번 레샤. 다디 강에 들으는 시 믹스에 들으셔 버리는 게 로트하게 믿도 되게 안 되는 게 세제 디디 탄도 삼담이나.
Although I have nothing specific to suggest what could be done in such a situation, however, I do believe that what you are doing is very right, because politics being one of the major instruments by which changes can be brought about. So by using political means in a more effective way and in a more humane way, it is also possible to create social changes. And as to what should be done when such a person comes into conflicts with faces conflicts because of the nature of the work, perhaps what I have already said in my talk could perhaps help you in terms of shaping your thought and responses.
Perhaps I think one additional method. Usually, so I do like this. When I face some the unhappy situation developed or face, then I always try to look from different angle, so that you can see some benefit from that disaster. So that at least,
So when you look at an issue or an event from multiple perspectives, multiple angles, even an event which may be a disastrous one, at least you could see one positive angle to it. And when you look at it from that angle, that in itself helps you to be in a better position to respond to that event.
Then,
yes. There is a Tibetan expression or saying which says that even disasters or crises can be a blessing in disguise.
Thank you. The next question is, don't we all have God or Buddha within us? Please explain.
사실 답변은 God's love in benefit, but temper thirduruda. Benayana ben zawa thirduruda. 내가 할 삼담에 있나? 뒤에 좀.
If we were, although I'm not very clear as to what the question actually means, but if we were to understand by the term God in a broad way, in terms of an embodiment of ultimate, perfect compassion, or as an embodiment of the ultimate truth, then one could say that God is within us.
Buddha.
Or Buddha is within us.
And the Nangbation on Buddha nature section.
In the Buddhist teachings, the terminology that is used is that in all of us there is the Buddha nature, the seed for enlightenment.
Thank you. The next question is a universal one. What happens to us when we die?
That is true.
Of course, this question will solicit different answers depending on your own belief systems. Generally speaking, when you die at the point of death, it is you are no more.
The next questioner asks, in a world of compassion, how do we get rid of tyrants and tyranny, or do we? Or do we come to terms with it, like other religions, and accept it as a part of our world society? Tyrants and tyranny.
Actually, I already pointed out earlier that it is almost impossible to create a perfect, faultless human society.
We need that
however, if the majority of the members of society live with shared values, in a more ethical and ethical way of life, and also more compassionate and more compassionate way of life.
And also active.
And also take active engagement in the society, then the presence of few individuals here and there who may be negative will not have much destructive effects. And in fact, towards such people, one should have even a greater degree of compassion and mercy towards these perpetrators of crime and so on.
And here I would like to mention the compassion or love. So in the nature of compassion, there is the feeling of closeness feeling. Now that should not used to consider something you say look down, a feeling of pityness, not that way. That's not proper compassion. The proper compassion is firstly unbiased. So you see, irrespective whether that person's attitude towards me, something friendly or something negative, irrespective. So long that person is another sentient being, another human, particularly another human being, who have same right, just like myself. So on that basis, develop some kind of closeness feeling and a sense of responsibility. Now that is the first quality. Then second, not just look down, but rather the respect their right. And from that way, develop sense of concern. So that's the proper compassion. So you see, towards the mischievous people, and also I noticed some people in the jail, some criminal who put in jail. I think society must show compassion, sense of concern about their future. Sometimes I was told some criminal people once put in jail, then they develop some kind of sense of the hopelessness.
I was told that in many of these cases, people get totally depressed and feel as if they were treated as outcasts.
So that's, I think, very wrong. Those people and also the aid patients, sometimes the society reject. So that, I think, very unequal. Still, these are people. These are human beings. These are our brothers, sisters. So if we take care more, if we show more genuine compassion towards these people, then there is even a greater chance these criminal people eventually resettle as a perfect human society, the citizen of the society.
This is another universal question. Why are we born or reborn? Why are we born? And then the questioner says, reborn?
It is nature.
Very good. This questioner asks, how can I, as a mother, influence my children to have good karma?
As I said earlier, that one of the most important things that you could do for your child is to introduce to the child's mind right from the beginning, right from a very early stage, the value of affection, and so that the child can really experience the value of affection, which would then condition his or her life, entire life, and that is the greatest service you could do.
The next questioner says, crime is a problem in the United States. Is there a way to work constructively with criminals? And also, how can we reduce crime in the USA?
First part nge thigi labtrisha.
I feel that the first part has, in some sense, been responded to earlier.
Actually, you see, recently I met some people who have some organization who look after the prisoners in the jail. And India also, now like you see in New Delhi, Tihar,
Tihar jail in New Delhi.
there's one, you see, the lady. Actually, I think the police officer, one lady, you see, who really, you see, actively, I say, helping, you see, those as criminal people as prisoners. It's very, very, you see, positive, how say, action, very helpful, and the result, you see, obviously, you see, become clear. So that's one thing. Then the second part. Basically, as I mentioned earlier, you see, the change society, not through law, not just instantly, you see, cannot do. You see, we are human beings, we are not machine. If machine, then you see the one switch, one switch on, you see, can change. But since we are, you see, more than that, we have this human emotion. So it's very difficult to change it so constantly. So you see the gradual effort, as I mentioned earlier. You see, through that is the, I think, a long-term answer, only answer. The regulations and more police are difficult, very difficult. When the police does walkie-talkie sort of regime and computer which sophistication sophistication.
We see that the greater the sophistication in our crime prevention, such as and also detection and surveillance by using walkie-talkies or sophisticated computers and so on, correspondingly, there also is an increase in the sophistication of the criminals' methods as well. They seem to go sort of together.
So you say, unless internally, inner discipline, self-discipline from within as it comes, all very difficult. External force, all very difficult to control. Or then you say put a dictatorship. You see, according information in the former Soviet Union, under the communist rule, you see crime much less than today. So you may introduce that kind of regime. Yes.
Yes. This is the final question, Your Holiness. Please explain reincarnation in regard to the current world population of 6 billion people.
Of course, the rebirth, reincarnation, theory of reincarnation is based on the theory of rebirth. Now, from the Buddhist viewpoint, of course, the human population, why is the human population is increasing? Of course, when we talk sentient being, they're limitless. Like the scientific, astronomy, and galaxies been time of shame. So that shame.
Just as we learn from astronomy that there are multiple universal systems, so according to Buddhism is a belief that there are almost countless number of sentient beings.
So from that viewpoint, you see, the people on this planet is something like, you see, tourist. We come from somewhere, this moment, and remain together, spend about 100 years. Then, eventually, you see, depart from this place, then go another new place for another tourist.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Oh. Your Holiness, I'm sorry, I've just been handed 2 more urgent questions.
Okay.
One is, a quiet mind allows our natural compassion to surface. I am not Buddhist. Any tips on calming or quieting the intellect?
좋을베.
나르샤. 그래서 쌤 시든 용부지나. 아니 당신 그 제와디 제와랑 시든 무슨 전투 그랬어. 나노다 현재 그 제와디야. 기토 그랬어. 그런 난 거면.
디신.
이제 난 거면 저한테 지금 난 거만 이거 때문에 그 탑시에 돈 쌤 시대.
아, 나도 많이 해지.
난 거만 있는 질이야. 쌤 그 시대 더 quiet. 네. 배야 그 탑시요.
되게 유효. 되게 거. 당 내야는 배나도 셈기다 지 가서 셈배는 녀버져 돼야리야. 지난번에 고함점이 탑람들이 배시 연구제디 얘네다 지단을 잡이는 조 나다랑 통계. 지 닝시 삼바 그제 예배 저기 셈기 셈배 힘차용데.
When talking about calmness of mind or peace of mind, although definitely it is possible to generate a deeper, calm state of mind through traditional meditation techniques, but I personally believe, and what I've been talking about in my talk, is that through enhancing our capacity for compassion and affection, I personally believe that it is possible to also generate that stability of mind and peace of mind.
산닝지스야디 최면나야. 그 정신기 미술이네. 그 사분지 상황이야 버리죠.
So regardless of whether you are a religious believer or not, the seed for compassion or the potential for a compassionate attitude lies within all of us.
This questioner asks, what type of lifestyle do you recommend for Western people? What change would you recommend we make personally?
No, I don't know. I don't know. because ecologist 계시다. 사람들 lifestyle 규주단 거 쓰고. Some.
Perhaps if you were to, perhaps you should ask some of the main key ecologists, environmentalists, and I'm sure they will tell you that there is a real need for fundamental change in your lifestyle.
This is the final question, Your Holiness.
Thank you.
Historically,
Yeah.
compassionate societies are overrun by brutal conquering ones. What should the peaceful society do?
Please repeat. Repeat.
Historically, compassionate societies are overrun by brutal conquering societies. What should the peaceful society do?
상에 되게 있을 때 해도. 가.
루주구찬 시에는
나르베나 가소래. 베나 소사이티 나당고 다시 상부 중의 필수 소거래 마도 인지미지 게다. 그거 이번에 이렇게 쳐요 뭐.
루주구찬 시에는 지도상
세상가 답변 안돼 주주대 거라 가소래 지용게 변은 수도 거라 들지가 아니다 고야 차윤도 그 민주감이 있었지 이 데이터 안에 아주시 인포메이션 망 요리 지금 지단변은 데모크라시 시대하게 내주다 뭔고 지금 와네 패지 저왔다 여대시샤 나무 변은 따지 직주 타네 디자인을 해봐 다 들게서 직주도 지 인포메이션 더 에듀케이션 뭔고 지 패시리티 많으신다 인피그 리얼리티 그거 여대봤다 디 모두 에듀케이션 다 미디어들 망부 타는 제베는 단단 교수 로트하게 저 가신 차도
unlike in the past, the reality of our modern world is such that, as I pointed out earlier, the need for creating a more compassionate and more peaceful society and more non-violent society is almost a question of survival and a question of continuation of human society. It's no longer simply a question of high morals or noble ideas. And not only that, but also we have at our disposal now many conditions, facilities which would assist us in creating and promoting such a society. For example, instant information travel from one continent to another continent, the extremely interdependent nature of the economic reality, and also the spreading of democratic free societies in the world, and
media.
And also media playing a very important role in disseminating information and so on.
And a systematic education system.
And on top of that, we also have a systematic education given to the younger generation of the society and so on. So we have at our disposal various tools that could be used positively towards this goal of creating a better and more human society. And I'm personally more hopeful, because creating such a society is now a question of survival and a question of being realistic.
Your Holiness, we thank you for 2 wonderful days in which you have inspired us, filled us with the desire to become compassionate and altruistic, and showed us true joy in a natural and wonderful human setting and how to be part of the human family. We thank you. We wish you well on your journey to the Big Island tomorrow, and a wonderful session at Wood Valley in the beautiful Big Island district of Ka'u. Mahalo nui. Thank you, Your Holiness.
Good evening and aloha. We have a change in the program. We are about to present our cultural presentation, and we know that the Dalai Lama has had a very long day. He meditates from 3 in the morning, and he was to have taken a break backstage, but he has elected to stay for one song as we begin our cultural program. It is truly a blessing to be here under the stars in the Waikiki Shell in the presence of a very special human being. It is a rare moment, a moment we will all share here tonight, an island moment with the Dalai Lama, a moment we will remember for a lifetime. We've heard his words of wisdom, his philosophies, and his hopes. We take these words into our lives to be uplifted and inspired. And to complete the evening of fulfillment and enlightenment, we now share the Tibetan and Hawaiian cultures in music and song. To begin our cultural presentation, may I introduce you to someone very special, Your Holiness, a woman whose family is steeped in Hawaiian history. She's the great-granddaughter of Robert Wilcox and Princess Teresa Owana, both Hawaiian patriots. Today, she is the Kohina Nui of Kalahui. To offer you, Your Holiness, our aloha spirit, may I present the music of Owana Salazar. Miss Salazar will sing a song titled O Makalapua, a song composed for our last reigning Hawaiian queen.
Mahalo, mahalo ke akua for this wonderful blessing. I think the night of the time of cultural sharing is just beginning for us both. So if we get some sound on my guitar, I can begin. not getting any sound on this. I could unplug it and just sing for you. Yes, patience is a virtue, yeah. Gee, at work today, how about a microphone for this instead? You know, I chose this song because many of us know it. So I'd really like to invite everyone here to sing along with me. Okale